Buenas and half a day. Welcome to the House of the People, Guam Congress Building, and on behalf of all of my colleagues, the Vice Speaker, Legislative Secretary, and I want to start with down the road, former Speaker and Senator Teresa Lahi, Senator Vince Borja, obviously who's the person who's going to be the woman of the hour, because this is her show, Senator Shelly Calvo. Of course, Senator Sabrina Salas Matanani, Senator Chris Duenas, Senator Joe San Agustin, Senator Tello Taitigui, and also former Speaker and Senator Tina Rose Munoz Barnes. I was supposed to open it, so I've opened it, okay? And again, I want to thank you all for being here today, auspicious occasion, our continuing celebration of Mes CHamoru. And I want to also thank some very honored and distinguished guests that are here. The Consulate General of Japan, Suzumi San, thank you very much for being here. The Mayor of Agate, Mayor Kevin Saswiko. The Attorney General of Guam is also here, Attorney General Douglas Moylan as well, and many other distinguished. Former Senator, also Hope Cristobal, thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us, okay, and many of our friends from here. So I've spoken enough. So now I'm going to turn it over to the lady of the hour, the individual that has actually put this all together for us, put this all together for you. She has worked very hard over the last, I wouldn't even say the last few weeks. This lady has never visited me so many times in a period of a week just to make sure she crossed her T's and dotted her I's. And I'm very proud of her and very proud of what she's doing. So I want to turn it over now to Senator Shelly Calvo.
Thank you, Speaker. Buenas and half a day, everyone. Please come in, everyone that are still trying to make inside the public hearing room. Please come in, and then we can close the door. There's a lot more space right here. I'd like to recognize the 38th Legislature. Thank you to my colleagues. Thank you very much, Speaker. Again, half a day, and buenas to everyone. It is truly an honor to stand before you today in this historic building where the voices of our people shape the future of our island. But today, we are not just looking forward, we are looking back, honoring the legacy of those who came before us and celebrating the culture, history, and identity that make us who we are. Every year, during Mes CHamoru, we take the time to reflect to our roots, to embrace our language, and to celebrate the rich traditions passed down through generations. But let us be clear, our culture is not something that exists only in the past. It is alive today, in our language, in our music, in our families, in our everyday life. And it is because of the dedication and hard work of so many individuals and agencies that we are able to celebrate our heritage and pride. We honor those who preserve our culture. We must recognize and express our deepest gratitude to the many organizations, institutions, and individuals who work tirelessly to preserve and promote Chamorro culture. To our educators from our schools to the University of Guam who dedicate themselves to teaching our youth about our language, history, and traditions, you are shaping the future of our people. To the Department of Chamorro Affairs, the Guam Preservation Trust, Guam Museum, the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities Agency, and Guam Cultural Repository, and countless other cultural agencies and organizations that work behind the scenes to document our history, safeguard our sacred sites, and share our stories. You are the keepers of our legacy. To the artists, musicians, and storytellers who bring our culture to life through songs, dance, and visual art, you remind us that culture is not just something we read about. It is something we feel, we experience, and carry with us every day. To our families, our elders, our manana, who pass down wisdom through their words, their traditions, their love, their example, you are the heart and soul of our identity. It is because of all of you that we are able to stand here today proud of who we are as the legacy of the Chamorro people. Our culture is a living legacy, but preserving culture is not just about remembering history. It is about making sure that it continues to thrive. Culture is alive in the way we gather our families, the way we respect our elders, and the way we honor the land and the ocean that sustain us. It is in the way we tell the stories, the way we prepare our food, and the way we take care of one another as a community. However, we must also recognize a culture that does not survive on its own. Language disappears if it is not spoken. Traditions fade if they are not practiced. And history is forgotten if they are not told. That is why we must commit ourselves, not just during Mes CHamoru, but every single day, to doing our part, to preserve and celebrate our culture. Each of us in this room plays a role in keeping our culture alive. We can do this in simple, powerful ways. Speak Chamorro, even if it's just a few words a day. Pass it down to the next generation. Half a day, Siduus Mase. Support our local institutions. Visit the Guam Museum. Support local artists. Attend cultural events. Listen to our elders. Record their stories, learn from their experiences, and pass on to your children. Advocate for our history. Make sure that our schools, government, and community organizations continue to receive the support needed to preserve and promote Chamorro culture. Mes CHamoru is a time of celebration, but it is also a time of responsibility. We owe it to our ancestors, to our children, and to ourselves to protect and nurture the identity that makes us unique. Before we leave here today, we must renew our commitment to our culture, our history, and our people. Because as long as we continue to honor our language, our traditions, and our heritage, the spirit of Chamorro people will never fade. It will never die. Titatfan malflefa, gitatauta, gitanota, zan, I finota. We will not forget our people, our land, and our language. Siduus Mase and Biba Mes CHamoru. Ladies and gentlemen, as a chairwoman of the Committee of Arts, Culture, and Historic Preservation, I am humbled to have the privilege to stand before you as we recognize the outstanding individuals and organizations whose dedication has played a vital role in preserving and celebrating our Chamorro heritage. Each of you has contributed in meaningful ways through education, storytelling, art, language, and community engagement, ensuring that the legacy of our ancestors continues to thrive. Your deep commitment to honoring our history and inspiring future generations is a gift to our island and our people. It is through your efforts and that our traditions remain strong Our language continues to be spoken, and our identity as Chamorro endures. As we celebrate Mes CHamoru, let this recognition serve as a reminder that our culture is not just something we remember. It is something we live, cherish, and pass on. Your dedication has strengthened the fabric of our community, and for that, we are eternally grateful. With our appreciation and respect, it is my honor, along with my colleagues standing here before all of you, the 38th Legislature, to and with great appreciation and respect, it is our honor to present these certificates of recognition to organizations whose unwavering work is vital to the preservation and perpetuation of Chamorro culture. They actively safeguard and share Chamorro traditional practices, language, art forms, customs, and historical artifacts, ensuring their perpetuation while also actively showcasing them to foster understanding and appreciation for our Chamorro cultural heritage. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call on the organizations who would like to bestow certificates upon on. And I would like to call one of my committee members, Senator Tina Muñoz-Barnes. Would you please come and help me? Yes. Before we proceed, we'd like to call on and say thank you. Shout out to Mayor Gumatao for being here today with us. So on behalf of my Vice Speaker Tony Ada, which is also Vice Speaker for our committee, our Vice Chair for our committee, I am going to pass this microphone to one of my committee members, Senator Tina Muñoz-Barnes, so she can call on the organizations that we're gonna present certificate of recognition to.
Madam Chair, for giving me this honor to call the names as we present the honor to each and every one of you. First of all, I'd ask the chairman to. Yeah. You want to read the certificate first? It's certificate number 31-38 COR. A certificate of recognition presented to the named individuals or organizations for perpetuating and preserving the history and Chamorro heritage of Guåhan and the sharing of the talents of our Chamorro artists on display at the Guam Congress Building for the commemoration of Mes CHamoru 2025. The Committee on Rules of Imina 38 na Legislatura en Guåhan herein directs that this official expression of its recognition and commendations be forthwith sent on behalf of the Legislatura en Guåhan and our people of Guam. Ladies and gentlemen, this was signed and sealed in the city of Guåhan on the 11th day of March 2025. It was signed by our Speaker Frank Blush Jr., our Vice Speaker V. Anthony Ada, Committee on Rules Chair, our Legislative Secretary, Senator Sabrina Salas Matanani, and of course, our Oversight Chair, Senator Shelly V. Calvo. So the first name the first organization is the Guam Museum. Please come forward. Dr. Bavaka, congratulations. The Department of Chamorro Affairs. Any representative, please come forward. Department of Chamorro Affairs. The Guam State Historic Preservation Office. Guam State Historic Preservation Office, anybody?
Historic Preservation Office.
Yeah. Chief Harao Academy. they're here. Commission I Finut Samoro and Finanagwin I Historians and Lina Latla I Tauno. And to Laura Sauter and the organization, please come up and join us. Senator? Senator Hope, put for butt. Auntie Rosa, put for butt. Myla. Si Joson Binidisi. Nyora. 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 The next organization is the Guam Council on the Arts and Humanities. Anyone here? Please give them a round of applause. Please join us. I see the chair. Speaker. Mila, all of the members put for butt. All of the board members are here. Give them a round of applause. Nyora Sijusmasi. Nyora. Mayor. He's on our okay. Peter Onadera. Okay.
Smile, everyone.
Smile. Got it?
Thank you.
Sijusmasi. The next organization, Guam Preservation Trust. Guam Preservation Trust. Guam Tau Gwini put for bot. Payaluk Seafaring Academy. Are you here? Give them a round of applause. I know they're here. The Career Tech High Academy Charter School. Thank you so very much. And then, did you want to do these guys? You're going to give somebody else, or you want Sabrina, or you want me to do this? Okay. Mr. Tony Pialuk. Pialuk? Is he here? Give him a round of applause.
Just to give a background, Mr. Tony was the canoe carver. If you guys notice that we have the canoe outside of the legislature, that was from him. He carved it with his own bare hands.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The next certificate of recognition, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. John Titaltal. Mr. John? Mr. Luis Antonio Ponce Livermore. Is he here? He is here. Here you go.
And maybe we'll wait for Mr. John.
Okay.
So
Photo.
we'll call him. Yeah, John.
Photo.
No, John. You want to call?
Oh.
They're the ones from off.
Okay, also from Off Island, Mr. Joan Barber Rodger. Right on.
For everyone, they're our off-island guests, and they're masters in the art of slinging. And later on, we're going to invite each one of you to step outside with us for performance.
Right on. See this? Give him a run. Oh, photo first. Awesome. I know he might be here. Also, Mr. Roman De La Cruz. Mr. Roman. Here you go. I always want to stand behind you. Mr. Roman. You can go down the line and then come back up. Yes.
So the next couple of individuals, we're going to call them, and we'll ask these gentlemen to stay here because they're all part of the group that will render exhibitions, slinging exhibitions for all you guys.
Right on. The next gentleman is Mr. Vicente Borja. Right on. Okay. The other gentleman that we're going to call up is Mr. Joseph Cruz. Is he here? Si Zeus Masi Telu. But just stay here because we're going to take photos. And then this one too. Mr. Demas Cruz. I think he's one of our younger slingers. Thank you. Celia Joe Cruz. Celia Joe, right on. Our youngest female. Give her a round of applause. And Mr. Bernard Leon Guerrero. Is he here? I was informed, Miss Josiah Perez, can you please join us up here? Ladies and gentlemen, give her a round of applause. I understand he's also a part of this group, and we wanted to make sure we recognized him. We'll add you inside.
Yes. Thank you so much. So this year's Mes CHamoru celebration is made possible by many individuals, including these gentlemen and women that were here, our agencies and nonprofit organizations, as well as our legislative staff. We thank everyone for coming together and sharing their valuable time, labor, resources to ensure that the success of this momentous occasion. At this time, I wanted to say undang kalululu si Diyos Masi to all of you for being here, but the program is not yet finished. It's not enough. We have prepared so much for all you guys, and in gratitude, we will stuff your stomachs with very delicious food. But wait, before anything else, I would like to call on behalf of the 38th Legislature and my colleague, Senyor Miguel, to do the bendition. Before we go on, after his bendition, we're going to all move forward and go outside. So our master sling stone showmen are going to show us some exercises. So, Senyor Miguel, for the bendition, sir.
Si Diyos Masi Senadora, si Jesus masinam sutoros por este bonito na haani. Este nalalay tinigias defunto Jeremy Cepeda inanya menet nun hit. Manet nun hit gwini pagu natatuna siya saina idzahululu nui geft finatinas nya siha nui lina lata nui zahita nui manyai nata nui pahata siha nui gwinahata zan hokoko kadzu niha na Guåhan hit tai gwen now mon.
Sejus Masi Senyot Miget. I'm going to pass the mic to our speaker. Speaker?
This wasn't part of the script today. But I want to thank you, and for all of you. Let me give you a little story as to how we got here, okay? For many of us can recall, many years ago, after we were done with the ravages of war, our people wanted to survive and had to struggle to survive. And our history of our language and our culture can be played out actually in my history of my family. In my family, there's 3 Frank Blosses. There's Frank Bloss, F. Bloss, the short guy. There's Frank Bloss Jr., the me. And we also now have Frank Bloss the third. All 3 different generations. In my father's generation, he had to be taught English as his second language because CHamoru was what he grew up with. In my generation, I was punished for trying to speak English. I know what dial soap and Tabasco tastes like because at any time you spoke CHamoru, you were admonished. And then we came to Frank Bloss III, who now it is a requirement for him to speak the language. And I'm proud to admit, because he speaks better CHamoru than me. But I'm proud because then I know that our heritage and our culture and our language is going to be alive. And all of you represent not just the past, the present, but the future. Pues un donkulo na si Jesus masi para todos for everything that you're doing and you continue to do. Let us not ever forget where we came from so that we know where we're going. Pues un donkulo na si Jesus masi. Pues Pago, we're going to go out and be amused and amazed. Okay? Don't stand in front of the slingers because they're pretty accurate. Okay? That's why I smiled at them when they were talking low. Thank you very much on behalf of my colleagues. Didn't she do a wonderful job? Didn't she do a wonderful job? Okay? So thank you all for being here today and enjoy the rest of the day. Viva Mes CHamoru! Thank you very much.
I'd like to take this opportunity to also thank the Office of Senator Shelly Calvo for all the hard work, the Central Office, and most especially our Executive Director, Guåhan Camacho. So everyone, let's proceed outside. Slingers, show us some slinging. Thank you.